on a block. So we're going to start. Now, if you don't want to sit on a block, grab one of the cushions or pillows in your room and by all means sit there and we'll start, okay? So I'm going to, I mean, you don't have to sit on a cushion, but I do think giving yourself a little bit of a lift, it makes this pose easy. We're going to sit cross-legged if you can. So if you just want to turn your microphones off now, and then you'll be able to hear me, okay? And we'll stop at 10 past and then go into relaxation, okay? Again, just do as much as you want to today, guys. If you're tired, you can always skip a pose, remember. Just be kind to yourselves. Okay, so the first pose is known as Adepts Pose, where you sit with the right ankle in front, okay? So it's right ankle in front. We'll switch over later. And then I want you to inhale and just take the arms up and interlace the fingers above your head like this. And if you can, just gently turn the palms uppermost. And we're just going to hold that for 4 breaths. So if you find turning the palms uppermost is way too strong, you can simply hold onto your left or right wrists and just stretch up. That's the easier version. The stronger version is to interlace the fingers, turn the palms uppermost, keep the arms nice and straight if you can. This is a great stretch. And just take 3 more deep breaths here with your eyes open or closed. And we're stretching into our arms. We're stretching into those side ribs. You can either gaze ahead or gently close the eyes, whichever suits you best. Nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, turn the palms down and release and relax the arms. And now we're going to try the other side. So if you can, cross the ankles over the opposite way. So now left ankle is in front of right. Again, we're going to inhale, interlace the fingers. If we can't interlace the fingers, hold on to the opposite wrist now and simply stretch your arms upwards. Or interlace the fingers if you can. Turn the palms again uppermost. And we'll aim for 4 deep breaths. And if you find it too many breaths, 4, that's too long, then just hold for 2. Focus on the stretch. Aim to sit tall and take 2 more deep breaths with me if you can. And just breathing into those tight spots, whether they're your arms, your shoulders, your upper back. Guide the breath into those tight spots as best you can. So I'm going to take another deep breath in and then just gently release because it's a strong pose. We don't want to overstrain. Release, and then I want you just to shake it out. In fact, shake the legs out, release them, shake the arms and legs out, roll the shoulders back and forwards. And what you've done there is you've opened your knee joints and your ankle and hip joints. You've already opened those major joints in the lower half, ankle, knee and hip. And then by stretching up, your torso gets an added stretch. So there's a lot going on there, even though it may feel that you're not doing much. Okay, we're going to come off the block, or the cushion, put that to one side, and we're going to stand up and do a standing forward bend. So I'm just going to chuck my hair up. You might want to put your hair up if it's in the way. And for this pose, I'm going to stand sideways, take my feet a bit wider than my hips, okay? A bit wider than my hips. And if you've got a bad back, do keep your knees bent for this practice, okay? Only straighten the knees if your back feels strong enough to cope, okay? We're going to interlace the fingers behind us again, okay? So interlace the fingers behind your back. We're going to inhale, soft knees. Remember, bend the knees if you need to. Folding all the way down. And then raise those arms as high as you can behind you. Straighten the legs if you can, or keep them bent. Looking through the legs, we're going to hold for 4 deep breaths. Nice deep breaths, yogis. Doesn't matter if the knees are bent, only straighten them if that's comfortable. Taking your feet a bit wider apart than your knees, raising the arms behind you. Looking at the world from another perspective, but perhaps viewing its potential. And some nice deep breaths here. So we're going to release the hands Bend the knees, take the hands to the hips, and start to rise up slowly. Keep the knees bent to protect your low back, yogis. Come up nice and slowly to standing. Relax and shake it out. And I've realised that the sun is on my mat, so I'll just come a little bit further forwards. Whoop, there we are. Hopefully you can see me okay. The sun, I don't want to take it away, but just shake it out. Well done, yogis. And we're going to move into the next pose. These poses are great for releasing tension, tightness, and for giving us energy. So with this pose, I'm going to take my right foot forward. It's called Warrior One. Turn my left foot out 45 degrees behind me. Now, just make sure by taking your hands to your hips that your hips are facing forwards. That's key. And when you turn out that back heel, make sure that that back left heel is very much anchored into the floor. The heel needs to be on the floor of the back leg. So hands on hips, and as you bend this front knee, just make sure the knee stays in the same line as the ankle. The right knee stays in the same line as the ankle. We're going to inhale, raise the arms up, bring the palms together or have them facing if that's easier for you. Looking up, hold for 4 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out. And you're lifting here, yogis. You're lifting your sternum and chest gently. Sort of making an arc, a C shape in your spine. Again, if that's too strong, have the palms facing. And you can even look forwards if you prefer that for your neck. One more deep breath together here. We're going to exhale, release. We're going to stay exactly where we are. Don't move the legs, just relax the arms, because the next 3 poses are just on the right side. So from where you are, we're going to bend this front knee, maybe go a little wider, bring the palms together at your chest, perhaps cross the thumbs over to keep the palms together. And as you bend the front knee deeply, hook your left elbow to the outside of your right knee and look behind you, twisting to your right. If you start to wobble, look towards the floor. Focus on the floor if that helps. Gaze up over your right shoulder. Keep the legs strong. The back leg, remember, is really, really long. Front knee can bend a little more. Gaze over your right shoulder as best you can. Well done. Breathing in. Breathing out. Now, from here, I'm going to come down, hands at either side of the foot, lower down, and now I'm onto all fours. And from here, we're going to practice a plank. Plank is great for the tummy muscles, but not just for the tummy. It strengthens the entire body, and it can give us a sense of satisfaction. So let's have a go. So what we do in our plank pose, I'm going to show you 2 of these. We're placing our palms flat on the mat, either side, and we're just going to step back. And what we want to do is draw the belly in towards the spine, reach the head forwards, and almost try and extend your heels back. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now come down on your knees, cross your ankles over, still pull your tummy muscles in, and just do a gentle plank now. Arms strong, draw the belly in towards the spine, lengthen through the spine, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Okay, so we're now just going to have a little rest. We're going to sit back, shake it out. Everybody okay? We're going to have one more go at our plank pose, because if we can do it in bite-sized chunks, we get stronger. And again, I want you to pull the tummy muscles in softly towards the spine if you can. Now either try the half plank, that gentle plank where I ask you to cross your ankles over, or full plank. I'll do both with you. So first, let's go into full plank. Draw the belly in, try and keep your bottom in the same line, lengthen through the spine, reach your head forwards and extend through your heels. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, come down, well done. Cross the ankles over, pull the tummy in. This is the gentler version for those that want to do it. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, breathe in. Breathe out, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit back again if you can. Shake it out. Just roll those wrist joints. Shake it out. Well done, yogis. Lots of stamina building in those poses. And if you're tired, don't worry. We're going to come into something a little gentler now. So we're going to come up. Just shake it out. Now we're going to do the left side. So left foot forwards, right foot turned behind. We're doing warrior one on the left side now. Those two poses. First the warrior, and that twist again. So this time, take your left foot forwards, turn your right foot out 45 degrees, bend that front knee, but again, keep it in the same line as your ankle, and make sure your hips are facing forwards. When you're ready, inhale, raise the arms, palms together or facing, looking up and gently back. Do make sure that back heel is grounded into the floor, yogis. And what we're doing is anchoring the bottom half of our body down so we feel grounded and centered and strong in our legs. But the top half reaching towards the sky. Lift and look up. Breathe into your side ribs, these torso area, and hold for 3 breaths. Look forward if you prefer. Well done, yogis. Now, we're going to release just the hands and relax them. Perhaps zigzag that heel back a little bit, but bend that front knee. Let's try the twist together. Palms together, palms crossed over. We're going to hook the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Turn that back heel in slightly if you need to, and gaze over your left shoulder now. One side may feel easier, but again, if you wobble, don't worry. Look down towards the floor, find a point of focus. Don't worry too much about gazing over the left shoulder, particularly if your balance is a little tricky today. 3 breaths. Well done, yogis. Take your fingers to either side of the left foot. Bend that right knee and come for a moment back onto all fours. Let's just do a few cat-cows here. Let's exhale now, arch the spine, bring the chin in towards the throat, make a C shape with your spine. Pull your tummy muscles in if you can. Inhale, keep the arms straight, dip the spine, lift the sternum and chest and look gently forwards. Let's do 5 more. Exhale. Pull the tummy muscles softly in towards the spine. Keep the arms and the hands, wrists strong. Inhale, looking forwards. Go slowly, yogis. Just start to warm and energize the spine. So we exhale here. We inhale here. 2 more if you can. Slowly see if you can just do 1 more for me. Exhale, pull the tummy in, make a C shape with the spine. Inhale, lifting, looking forwards. And again, sit back for a moment, shake it out. Nicely done. And that just provides a little extra stretch in the spine. These poses are really good for tight hips and spine today. So if you again have to sit and do a lot of work, I'm hoping this will help this area. Okay, we're going to come up again, yogis. So what we've done is we've done a forward bend, we've done a warrior, we've done a twist, we've done a plank as well. And now we're going to try a pose I don't think we've done for a long time, and that is horse pose. That's it, a horse pose with arms in eagle. So I want you to go wide in a wide-legged squat for me. So your toes are out, your heels are in. We're going to work for 10 more minutes, okay? And then go down into a squat carefully, but don't allow the knees to come over the feet, okay? So you can go wide, but just protect the knees. Don't let them come over the feet. Keep your bottom drawing down towards the floor. Imagine your tailbone, bony part of the spine, reaching down towards the floor. And ideally keeping your spine tall, but make sure the squat feels comfortable, not too low. Take your arms to shoulder height. Bend those elbows and just bring your left elbow over your right. So your left elbow comes over your right. Then we bend the elbows, bring the palms together if you can. If you can't, make 2 loose fists instead. Squat a little further and hold. And I'm going to show you this from the side. There we go. We're going to lift the elbows up, gaze towards the inner elbows, hold for 4 breaths. This opens tight shoulders, it opens tight hips. Lots of openings here, yogis. Breathe and hold. Inhale, come all the way up. Release the arms. Bring the legs together and gently shake it out. We try that again on the other side, okay? So when you're ready, wide-legged squat again. Toes out, heels in. Down we go. Knees are nice and open. Keep the spine tall. Here we go. Arms to shoulder height. Right elbow comes over left now. Bend the elbows. Bring the palms together if you can and raise the elbows. But again, if I show you from the side, if that's tricky, make 2 loose fists and raise them up. Hold and breathe for 4 breaths. Okay. Nice deep breathing, yogis. Make sure your squat feels comfortable, you're not overstraining. Look towards your inner elbows. Breathe. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, release the arms. Zigzag your legs, feet in. And once more, shake it out, yogis. Well done. Nicely done. And that really does open those hard to reach areas here between the shoulder blades. But you probably felt that in your knee and hip area as well. So well done for having a go. Now, if you're not too tired, we're going to come down and practice a back bend. Do pad up underneath your knees if you need to. We're going to practice camel pose, first on one side, then the other. It's a strong back bend, so again, if you feel any discomfort when you're doing it, any pain, come out of it and rest, okay? But have a go. So we're going to tuck the toes under. It means we don't have so far to go down. And separate the knees slightly. Carefully take your right hand to your right heel. Keep your hips square. Try to keep them level and even. And raise, if you can, your left arm as high as you can, gaze towards the fingertips. Keep your hips square to the front. Hold and breathe, 4 breaths. If this is too strong, stay here and just gently, gently hold on to, your hip with your right hand and just come gently. If touching that right heel just feels way too strong. Nice deep breaths, yogis. Breathing in, breathing out, and slowly come up. So remember, the gentler version is just take your hand to your hip. I'm just going to show you that on the other side. So we tuck the toes under. We can either leave the left hand on the hip, raise the right arm and come into a gentle back bend, keeping the hips level, or take that left hand back to the left heel, again keeping the hips squared to the front. Raise the right arm as high as you can and look and gaze towards the right fingertips. Again, feel the stretch in your spine, perhaps in your thighs. I really feel this in my thighs. Make sure you breathe and hold only for 2 or 3 deep breaths. And if there's any pain, then of course, come out of the pose if you need to. Breathing in, breathing out. We're going to inhale, come up slowly, release and relax. Well done. Sit back for a moment if you can. Just shake it out one more time. Relax and roll the shoulders back and forwards. And well done. Well done for practicing that camel pose. We're going to do another back bend, complement that, and we're going to try the bow pose. Again, we'll go into a gentle, what we call baby bow, which may be enough for you guys today, and then a stronger bow for those that want to have a go. All right, so do the version that suits you. We're going to come onto our bellies, lying down, lying on our stomachs. We're going to bend our knees, and I want you just to, first of all, keep the knees apart, bring the arms, so just bring the arms around the side, try and keep the neck long as you gaze gently forwards, and hold that for 4 breaths. So all I'm doing is bending my knees, bringing my big toes together, roll the shoulders back, raise my sternum and chest, and gaze ahead, keeping my neck long. Now you can stay here or reach back, and if you can, hold on to the ankles, press the belly, thigh, and your groin into the mat. Feel your spine move forward, and then keep the neck long, thighs are firm, and lifting the thighs off the floor. My tailbone is tucked under. Hold and breathe. Exhale when you need to, and release. And yogis, let's push up gently. It may feel quite nice to grab a cushion or a pillow, separate the knees, and just rest in pose of the child for 1 minute here. Forehead down. Bring your arms around the sides, and just let your whole body relax here, particularly your shoulders. Make sure your forehead has something to relax on. And just take 5 slow breaths for me as you rest. Now when you're ready, yogis, just come up and relax. Now I'd like us to put in 1 or 2 more poses at the very most. And one of the poses that we haven't done today that stretches the entire body is downward dog. But before you do that, have a little sip of water. Remember to stay hydrated. I'm going to do the same. Just little sips of water throughout the practice, just as you do when you do the exercise class before this, just to stop you feeling dried out and also maybe not getting a headache. So just sip some water if you can. So let's come into downward dog, but we're going to do a little bit of a downward dog with what we call the 3-legged dog, where we're going to just raise one leg off the floor and really stretch the backs of our legs. So if your hamstrings are tight because, again, you've been sitting this week, having to revise, do tests, have exams, or just lots of computer work, we're going to work those hamstrings and untie the knots there. So let's take our hands to the mat, open and spread the fingers so that you distribute the weight evenly across them. We're going to load the weight into the palms. Arms are nice and strong, hands shoulder width apart, bending the knees and keeping your knees and feet hip width apart, yogis. Let's press back into downward dog and raise the feet. Now this is important to keep your knees and your feet hip width apart here. It really doesn't matter if your heels are off the floor. Absolutely fine to keep the knees bent. Let's walk the dog together. We're going to inhale and pad one heel down. Exhale, pad the other down. Keep the arms strong. Gaze towards your knees. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale and exhale. That's it. Keep those arms strong. Make sure your breath is relaxed and even through mouth or nose. And now, yogis, I want you to just carefully raise the right leg a little bit if you can. Imagine pushing that right foot against a door, so flex the foot downwards, gaze towards your left thigh. Try and keep the shoulders squared even here and hold for 3 breaths. This is called our 3-legged downward dog. And then release, and we're going to switch sides. Going to raise the left leg now. And again, imagine pushing it against an imaginary wall. So my right leg is strong, my arms are strong. Take 3 slow breaths if you can. Down we come. Let's come down slowly and carefully. And again, sit back, shake it out. Well done, yogis. Now there is one more pose I'd like to do, and it's the blossoming lotus pose. And we're actually on our sit bones for this. We're going to bend our knees and just try and bring the soles of the feet together, thread our hands through underneath our calf muscles, and bring our thumb and index finger together. The aim is to try and sit tall, keep the soles of the feet together like a blossoming lotus leaf. Hold and breathe. A little bit of a balance. That's excellent. Hold for 1 or 2 deep breaths if you can. Lovely, lovely little pose. Bit of fun there. Exhale, release. And our last pose to go into, it's very calming and centering. We're going to hold for about 2 minutes, and that's a seated forward bend. This calming, centering pose is said to stop the mind chattering and give the brain a little break. So it's very calming and a nice pose to finish on. So we're going to take our legs forwards. Just peel away any flesh from the sitting bones so that you're very much sitting on your bottom, and extend the legs forwards. Now what we're going to do is flex the feet towards us. We're going to take our first 2 fingers, but first our arms up, and then exhale, folding forwards. Bring the hands either to the shins, the ankles, perhaps the toes, but don't strain to get there. And we're going to inhale, lift our chest and heart. Exhale, lengthen the spine and fold over your legs. I'd like you to stay here for 10 slow breaths, okay? Let's do that together. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold slowly over your legs for 10 breaths. Make sure your hands are holding onto your shins, ankles, knees or feet. Don't let them dangle. Bend the elbows a little bit to just release the tension from your shoulders and neck. And hold that for another 5 breaths if you can, yogis. When you're ready, we're going to inhale together now and raise the arms slowly, coming up. And as you exhale, take the hands behind you. Just lean back, yogis, into straight arms. Give yourself a moment to relax. Just notice how you now feel. And release the hands, gently shake it out if your hands or arms or wrists feel a little tight. Now we're going to rest in Shavasana. I'd like you to lie down if that's comfortable, but you can sit if you prefer. So either sitting comfortably, maybe on the chair, on the sofa, on your bed, wherever you are, or lying down if you can. And the reason I'm sitting up is I'm going to read you a very nice now practice, and it's very, very gentle, very relaxed, and it's the 3-step breathing space. So if you're lying down, make sure you're comfortable. Have your arms away from your body, palms facing uppermost away from the body. If you're sitting, again, just make sure that you're really comfortable and have a little fidget so that you can get really comfy. That's so important. Lying down or sitting, just make sure you're comfortable, just for the next few minutes. Now, step one is called awareness in this pose. Awareness as we close our eyes, if it feels right. Of course, we can keep the eyes open, but if it feels right, gently closing the eyes. If it doesn't feel right to close the eyes, just gazing, gently settling your gaze onto one spot. If you don't want to close it. Now, just investigate and explore how things are right now. Maybe you want to ask yourself, what's your experience right now? Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel sleepy? Do you feel at ease? Just notice how you now feel. What thoughts are here? What emotions? And what bodily sensations you have. Are you warm? Do you feel cold? Do you feel heavy, as if you could fall asleep? Just notice physically how you now feel. And just acknowledge all the aspects of this experience as best you can. Wanted and unwanted, and without judgment. And the next stage is called gathering. And we're going to gently draw our awareness now into your breath, drawing your awareness into your breath, observing each part of the inhalation and each part of your exhalation. Experience the physical sensations of breathing into your abdomen. Perhaps noticing as you breathe in, the abdomen rises, and as you breathe out, it gently falls. Just experiencing the physical sensations of breathing into your abdomen as you breathe in and gently breathe out. Aiming to keep that breath as relaxed and as even as you comfortably can. And step 3, expanding. Step 3, expanding. Now expand your field of awareness out from your belly, so it includes a sense of your body as a whole. Include your posture and your facial expressions. You may wish to say on the out-breath, it's okay. Whatever it is, it's already here. Let me feel it. Move this expanded awareness into the moments that follow now. Move this expanded awareness into the moments that follow now as you continue to relax. Being aware of the whole body, expanding that awareness so that it includes a sense of your body as a whole. Whole body. Enjoy another 5 slow breaths, yogis. Just allowing your expanded awareness to move into these few moments that follow. Breathing into the whole body, whole body. Take another deep breath in and out, yogis, and take your time. Don't rush that breath. Once more, a sense of breathing into the whole body, whole body. And slowly now, when you're ready, we're going to just start to think about moving our fingers and toes once more. Starting to think about moving the fingers and the toes again as we gently come back from our 3-step spatial relaxation and breath work. Just starting to maybe untie the knots again in wrists and ankles. Sitting or lying down, begin just to stretch the arms and maybe have a little yawn here. Open the eyes when you're ready and give yourself a moment, just gently if your eyes were closed, to come back and just adjust back to the room and the light. And then gently and slowly, just come up to sitting if you were lying down, and we'll close our practice together. So, when you're settled, we're going to take a deep breath here. Raise the arms and gather all that lovely energy. Bring it down in the heart space. And simply take a moment, just a moment, to wish ourselves well. Just take a moment to wish yourself well. Wish your body and your breath well. And then, if you wish to, take a moment to wish all beings well. Send out, if you wish to, a little love and peace to all beings, including yourself. Wish yourself and all beings well, if you wish to. Om Shanti, peace. Thanks, yogis. If anybody wants to hang around for the last few